You break through the shell before sunrise, blind, weak, and slick with hatch fluid on a narrow ledge above the sea. The nest is a messy bowl of sticks and droppings pressed against cold rock. Somewhere beyond it, waves strike the cliffs in a steady rhythm. You cannot see any of it yet. Your eyes are sealed shut. Your body is bare except for damp skin that chills in the wind. Something bumps against your side. Another egg cracks. Your nestmate pushes free and collapses against you, just as helpless and pink. Neither of you can stand, neither of you can hunt. The only thing you know how to do is lift your head and beg. A shadow passes over the nest. Your mother lands with a heavy flap of wings. Her throat pouch hangs full. You throw your head up and gape. Warm, half-digested fish pours into your mouth. You swallow on instinct. Your sibling surges forward and takes the next mouthful. You snap clumsily toward them with a soft bill that cannot do much damage yet, but the lesson arrives early. Food does not wait. Food does not spread itself fairly between two chicks. Whoever reaches first eats first. Days pass in hunger and sleep. Your eyes finally open, and the world comes into focus all at once. Sky above, ocean below. A drop so steep it makes your stomach tighten. Your nest sits on a rocky shelf with almost no room for mistakes. The wind smells of salt and fish. Gulls circle overhead and cry to one another. Your sibling stands beside you, still awkward, still fuzzy, but already beginning to feel like more than a nestmate. They are your first rival. Your mother returns with another load of fish. Both of you erupt into motion, necks stretched, wings twitching. You shove sideways with your shoulder and wedge your head past your sibling's chest. Your bill slips into your mother's pouch first. You pull free a fish before your nestmate can reach it. They peck at your neck. You keep swallowing. That small victory matters. In this nest there is no referee. There is only timing, balance, and force. 2 weeks go by, and the soft pink body you hatch with starts to disappear under patchy feathers. Your neck grows longer, your bill grows broader. The pouch beneath it stays loose and strange, a tool you have not learned to use yet. But your sibling changes too, faster than you. They grow heavier through the chest and thicker through the neck. When your mother lands now, they can drive into you hard enough to turn your whole body aside. They get deep into the pouch before you even reach it. By the time your chance comes, little is left. The fighting becomes constant. A bite to the wing, a shove to the chest, a quick strike at your throat when you lean in too close. Each day your sibling tests the limits of the nest and your ability to keep your footing. Each day you lose a little more ground. Your mother watches and does nothing. That feels cruel, but this colony is built on a hard truth. Pelican chicks do not receive equal chances. The stronger chick often takes the lead and the weaker one falls behind. One afternoon your mother comes in low with fresh fish. Both of you rush at once. This time your sibling lowers their head and drives straight into your body. The hit is clean and sudden. Your feet skid over the nest rim. For one breath you hang between balance and empty air. Then the rock vanishes beneath you, you fall. The world flips into sky, stone, and white spray. Then the ground slams into you. Pain flashes through your side. One wing twists under your body at a wrong angle. You lie there stunned, gasping, while the nest towers high above you. When you finally lift your head, you see your sibling leaning into your mother's pouch and swallowing the meal that should have been yours. You call, but no adult comes down. That is the true break in your life, not the fall itself. The silence after it. You are only a few weeks old. You cannot fly. You cannot climb back to the ledge. Your wing throbs each time you try to move it, but you are still alive on the rocks below the colony, and survival changes shape in a single instant. On the nest, survival means beating a sibling to your mother's pouch. Down here, survival means doing everything alone. You hobble away from the base of the cliff and toward the edge of the shallows. Adult pelicans stride past you without concern. They head out to sea on broad gray wings, each bird locked into its own hunger. The colony is crowded, noisy, and full of life, but none of that makes room for weakness. If you want another meal, you must find it yourself. Tiny fish flash in the water close to shore. You lunge too soon. They scatter. You jab again and again, and your bill comes up empty every time. You are fast compared with the fish on land, but in water they react faster than your strike can close. A gull drops beside you, snatches one of the very fish you track, and gulps it down before lifting away. You stare after it, hungry enough to shake, so you stop rushing. You stand still, completely still. The water ripples around your legs. Minutes pass. A fish glides closer, unworried now that you look like part of the shoreline. You snap downward, your bill closes. For the first time, your pouch stretches beneath your lower mandible and traps something living inside it. Water pours out. The fish stays. You tilt your head back and swallow. That first whole fish changes everything. It is not much, but it proves a rule that will carry you through the rest of your life. Speed matters, strength matters, but patience matters too. Over the next days, you practice in the shallows. Misses become catches. Catches become routine. The pain in your wing fades. The swelling goes down. Fresh feathers continue pushing through. You grow steadier on your feet. The beach that first looked like exile becomes a classroom. By 6 weeks, your body is transformed. Feathers cover you now. Your injured wing has healed enough to spread wide. The shallows can no longer feed you well enough. Larger fish stay farther out, and the sea keeps pulling food away from birds that never learn to leave the beach. So you begin the next lesson. Flying starts badly. You run across the sand, beat your wings, and lift for a moment before dropping back down in a clumsy skid. The next attempt lasts longer. Then a little longer still. Your muscles burn. Your landings are ugly. Once you drift out too far and smack the water bill first, but practice reshapes you the way hunger always does. Day after day you flap into the wind, feel the air catch beneath you, and stay aloft a little farther than before. At last you clear the beach and glide over open water. The ocean looks different from above. Schools of fish show as shifting shadows and silver flashes just beneath the surface. Adult pelicans do not simply peck at fish from shore. They hunt from the air, they climb, aim, fold their wings, and drive into the sea like thrown spears. You watch them do it before you try it yourself. When your chance comes, you spot a cluster of fish below low and commit. Wings fold, body tips forward. Air screams past your face. You hit wrong. Instead of slicing in cleanly, you crash flat and hard, stunning yourself and filling your pouch with seawater. By the time you recover, the fish are gone, and the adults nearby are already swallowing their catch. Failure hurts, but it teaches with perfect clarity. The dive must be angled, the neck must tuck at the last moment, the bill must strike first. You circle again. Another school appears. You drop a second time. This time your body lines up better. This time you enter clean. Your pouch balloons as fish rush into it with the water. When you rise to the surface, you lift your bill and drain the sea away. The fish remain trapped. One swallow, then another, then another. A full meal earned in deep water. From then on, diving becomes your craft. Not every plunge works, but enough do. You learn the shape of fish schools. You learn how sunlight makes them easier or harder to spot. You learn that depth changes your angle, and wind changes your timing. The ocean is still difficult, but it no longer feels impossible. By the time you are 4 months old, you dive well enough to feed yourself most days. That does not mean your meals are safe. You burst out of the water one afternoon with your pouch heavy with fish, only to feel claws rake across your head. A gull lands on you as if you are a floating rock. Before you can react, it reaches into your pouch, steals one fish, and launches away. The insult matters almost as much as the loss. You catch the food. It takes the reward. The next gull tries the same trick the next day. This time you have learned. The moment you surface, you angle your bill down and swallow fast. Water drains. Fish disappear into your throat before the thief can land. The gull arrives too late. Soon it is not gulls but other pelicans you must manage. Several birds dive into the same school. Bodies crowd the surface. Wings slap water. Pouches bulge with fish. One adult rams into your side and half your catch spills back into the sea. The school explodes in all directions. You lunge at the bird with an open bill and drive them back just long enough to save what remains. Pelicans may feed together, but they do not become gentle because of it. At 10 months old, you begin flying with a loose group instead of hunting alone. That changes the scale of your world again. A large school of fish can outmaneuver one pelican. It struggles against many. One bird turns the school. Another cuts off escape. A third strikes from above. You learn to read the body language of the group. A sudden bank, a tightened line, a shared descent. When the timing works, all of you hit the water in sequence and trap fish between walls of panic and wings. Those are your richest meals yet. They also teach another truth. Survival is not only a story of competition. Sometimes it is cooperation between animals whose interests briefly align. Weeks later, the ocean reminds you that hunger is not its only danger. A storm builds faster than expected. Wind hits first, shoving you sideways in midair. Rain follows, heavy enough to blur the horizon and soak your feathers. Waves rise and smash together below. Every wing beat costs more. Every gust steals your balance. You try to angle toward shore, but the storm has its own plan. A crosswind flips you low. Your wing clips a wave. Then the sea swallows you. Cold water closes over your head. Foam spins you. For a moment, you do not know which way is up. Then your feet kick, your wings fight free, and you burst back to the surface. Flying is finished. Now survival becomes paddling. You drive your legs through the surf and aim for a strip of sand that looks impossibly far away. By the time you drag yourself onto the beach, the storm has wrung every bit of strength from you, but nothing is broken. You lie there shaking as the rain eases and the sky begins to open. You have survived cliffs, hunger, falls, theft, and rivalry. Now you know weather can kill just as easily. The years pass. You become full-sized, powerful, and sure in the air. During breeding season, your pouch brightens into a vivid wash of yellow and orange. The colony sounds different now. Less like a nursery, more like a contest. Males stand tall, spread their wings, toss back their heads, and display to passing females. You join them, stepping high, throat colors glowing, body tense with effort. The first female you pursue ignores you. The second slows. She watches. You match her movements, head bob for head bob. This is no hunt, but timing still matters. Rhythm still matters. You lead her away from the densest part of the colony to a flatter patch of rock where a nest can hold. You gather sticks in your bill and lay them in a rough circle. Another male drifts too close, drawn by the female beside you. You rush him with an open bill and a hard jab to the chest. He backs off. Territory secured, nest built. The female settles into the center, and you stand guard near the edge. Soon eggs rest beneath her. The life that began for you on a cramped ledge now begins again under your watch. While she incubates, you bring food. You defend the site. You drive off intruders. When the chicks hatch, they open their mouths exactly as you once did, trusting the dark shape above them to feed them. Seasons turn. Mates change. Broods come and go. Some chicks live, some do not. That too is part of the colony's harsh arithmetic. By 6 years old, your feathers show wear at the edges. You are experienced now, efficient in the air and precise in the water. You have survived long enough to feel almost permanent. That is when the last danger arrives. Not from hunger, not from weather, not from another bird. You dive after a school of fish as you have done thousands of times before. The entry is perfect. Your pouch fills. You kick to rise. Then something catches around your neck underwater and jerks tight. Fishing line. It is knotted through drifting weed, nearly invisible until it closes on you. You twist hard and try to back out. The line tightens. You beat your wings against the surface. It bites deeper. Fish spill from your open pouch and vanish beneath you. Panic surges. You pull again with all your strength. The line cuts in further. There is no rival to fight, no storm to outlast, no technique to learn that solves this. The trap does not tire, it does not loosen, it only closes. The sea around you keeps moving as if nothing is wrong. Fish pass below, waves fold and unfold above. Your wings slow, your chest burns. The bright world over the surface grows farther away with every second. At the end of your life, the ocean is still full of motion. The schools still turn in silver sheets. Gulls still circle, pelicans still dive. The colony still calls from the cliffs, then your body goes still beneath it all. You survive siblings, starvation, injury, storms, and the long demands of the sea. You master flight. You master the dive. You raise young of your own. In the end, what stops you is not a predator born to hunt you, but a thin strand left behind by something else entirely. And for a moment, deep under the water, the whole vast coast keeps carrying on above you, as if survival never makes promises to anyone at all.